So many people think that rhetoric is a luxury, but as you'll see in this very short video, this view is not necessarily true. Rhetoric is essentially another word for eloquence, which is all about making language expansive, detailed, and refined. So rhetoric is basically concerned with things far beyond merely grammatical correctness. That's why so many people think that it's a too high, unachievable aim of learning. But in this very short video, we will prove them wrong. First of all, let's view some of the challenges and obstacles that we face when we want to learn this high form of language. There are two different aspects. One related to us, the second is about the society. Some communities are very demotivating. They don't encourage people to have a higher forms of language. Their language use is very limited. So that can be a little bit demotivating for individuals to thrive in such communities. The second thing is that individuals themselves sometimes can take language so unseriously. They don't give language much time or effort. They just heavily depend on what they hear or what they get exposed to on a day-to-day basis, which is just deconstructing, because that treating language in this humiliating way doesn't get us so far. So these are the two major problems. So now we've discussed the major obstacles of eloquence. Now let's go to some suggestions. For me personally, I think 3 tips that have really worked for me. First one is take a language seriously. So often I think that language is taken primarily from the day-to-day activities. It's true, but this very limiting context, I don't think it's sufficient to get us very far on this journey. So we have to refer back to language materials. By language materials, I mean dictionaries, very different forms of language. Second tip is that getting more exposed to different language forms. In my view, the more language forms we get exposed to, the more we're able to communicate our ideas in completely different ways. So, for example, we can convey the single message in a variety of ways. So it's really important to be more familiar with different forms of language and know how to use them wisely. The third and most important thing, being an intellectually motivating context. We have to acknowledge the impact the culture or the society has on limiting or encouraging our abilities. So if we are in a demotivating community that doesn't give language much importance, we have to change that. So these are my suggestions.